welcome back, podcast. You know how it is. Best Valorant podcast in the world.
Miggle died.
Yeah, he's not here anymore.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
The rank demons got him,
Rank
unfortunately.
demons sucked him in. He's in the depths of hell.
He's trying to get out, but when he gets out of the depth of hell of rank demons, you know.
The stool is fucking me.
Wait, what's fucking you?
The stool.
Oh, that's so hot.
Anyways,
so we're halfway through group stage. Every team has so far played the 3 games.
some interesting results. Some unsurprising. Some very interesting.
So yeah. So we'll jump right into it. So we're gonna start with Group A. I didn't expect Group A to be this tight when it came to fucking wins.
Yeah.
So 100 Thieves, Exa, and Ghost Gaming all have 2 and 1 wins, and then Guard, TSM, and NRG all have 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, if the Guard, TSM, and NRG win their next game, everybody on that group will be 2 and 2.
Yeah.
So it will be like you physically can't predict. Like next week we'll see like what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be because nobody expect Ghost Gaming to be this good. Nobody.
Yeah, I feel like they came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, the frick?
And then their 28-year-old Lebanese man, shout out my Middle Eastern brother. He's like, I think he averaged the highest ADC.
ACS.
ACS, not you say. ACS minus Yay, and that's still crazy.
I mean, like, beating Yay and ACS is kind of tough, but
Getting that close to him.
Yeah,
in
getting that close, that's kind of insane.
Yeah, so it's good to see Ghost Gaming up there because remember, at the end of the day, only 4 teams qualified to the playoffs, and then I don't know what the fuck is going on with Sentinels, but they're 0 and 3. So
the gimmick is up. The gimmick has been up. It's up. They're like, what? The gimmick is done. It's a wrap for them.
So actually, they have like a very, very, very small chance of winning, right? So the only way they can win, if we look at their next few matches,
is
right?
if they don't lose again, right?
So yeah, they have to win against FaZe and Cloud9, which Cloud9 have been they lost their last 2 games.
Yeah, Cloud9 is kind of disappointing me.
And then FaZe actually fucking popped the fuck off last match against Cloud9. So the thing is with this, right? Either Luminosity and EG have to lose their next 2 games, and Sentinels have to win their next 2 games. But the thing is, they have to do it decisively because it's by round differential. That's the thing.
So Sentinels and C9 need to like wipe the floor with
like
them.
they need to win it decisively. Like
they need a at least like a 13-6 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
they need to win like very, very decisively. And then
Yeah.
the other team need to lose pretty badly. But to be honest, how LG and EG have been playing, I doubt it. I think technically right now, Optic have qualified for the playoffs.
I would hope so.
I think
They're 3-0.
I think technically they're officially qualified.
The only people that are 3-0 as well.
Yeah, the only team, which is surprising because last time we had like one team from each group went 5-0. And then so I think they qualify because even if they tie, they'll still be good because of round differential. So they're very, very good. They're 6-1 in their last 7 maps.
Yep.
So they're very, very fucking good right now.
I think at this point, even though Optic won like last Masters or whatever, I think even at this point, like, still best team in NA. Regardless of what you think of them, at this point, like, they're still not losing. Like, it's not like they just had a good run.
No,
they're pulling up.
It's not, like there should be like, hey, like we won Masters, like we'll let you all know that we're still the best team.
Yeah,
in the
like
world.
that. They're not burning out like Sentinels. So.
Yeah, which now it pops the question: was Zom's really the issue? Because I mean, we'll give Sentinels the benefit of that. Last game, Sick had family emergency, and Tens Tens had COVID. He came out saying he had COVID.
Yeah. So they had 2 subs.
Yeah. So we gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. Like I understand it sucks, it happens, but then you can't really excuse them for the previous 2 games. That's just like, let's see who they want. Like let's see who they played. They played who? They played against. So they lost against LG and EG, who've been playing well, but they lost against EG badly. Like they
yeah, I mean EG's good, but they're not like a wipe the floor kind of team, you know?
Which I don't understand how the fuck they lost.
Like Optic, if they lost badly, makes sense. But like EG is definitely not like a wipe the floor tier kind of.
That's
team.
what I'm saying. That's why it's like a little bit odd to see that.
Same thing with LG.
LG, no, I think LG's been a consistent like top 10 team. They've always been a top 10 team
Yeah,
like
but-
throughout VCT. So it's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like people just keep sleeping on them, but it's like no, they're an actual like team. Like you don't sleep on them. They're actually a good team.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. But the thing, Group B has been like crazy, but Group A, I didn't expect how close it would have been because now you'll see like because anybody can beat anybody now in Group A.
Yeah, like I'm very happy to see that like TSM has some points on the board here.
Yeah.
Even though they got the threat of like getting thrown out, at least like they're on the board this time. They're
Yeah.
not like 0-3. Or,
Yeah.
like at least they have some sort of placement at least at this specific
Yeah.
point in time.
And I
This
think-
is the 31st of May, so this can
It's
change.
not gonna age well. We have a
But-
history of jinxing apparently.
Yeah,
Everyone on TikTok,
but
everyone thinks that we're a jinx now.
Yeah, don't. Maybe it's good that we don't sign with like any betting companies or anything.
Thank God, because I
Yeah,
feel like if
'cause
we bet any company,
We
we'd be
would have
like,
had a scandal unintentionally.
yeah, people would think like we're unintentionally like giving away money, like we're like throwing money, but like no. Like the thing is, it's not even us, it's Miggle. Like Miggle's not here to defend himself, but okay, so everyone like when we every week we post the tweets like, hey, like this is our predictions, blah blah blah. The thing is,
Miggle does that every week, and
Miggle
he's
is-
never been right. It's
Miggle's
kinda
the one.
funny, though.
Miggle's the one that does the prediction, and he's never went like 2-0 in predictions. Never. He's always went 0-2, 0-2 or 1-1 when it comes to predictions. The thing is, like, I tweet that like me and Miggs would tweet, like we sometimes tweet it out and post to TikTok, but that's all Miggle. So if any team wants to blame Miggle because he's the one that's doing the fucking predictions. Like we're just posting them, right? So I was every week I'm asking him like, "All right, Miggle, who do you got?" He's like, "Don't worry, I got it. Ready? Boom, boom." Exact opposite happened. He had Cloud9 winning 2-1. They got smoked by FaZe. Smoked by them. So
See, as much as it upsets me that Cloud9 is losing, I'm happy that FaZe Clan is starting to like get their footing.
Yeah.
They were in a rough spot for a while.
yeah, no, they didn't do anything since like beginning of VCT, like Masters
yeah,
1.
like I remember Masters 1, people were like, wow, FaZe Clan is no joke, and then they just like died.
Yeah, like their whole roster, like after LCQ, their whole roster exploded. They didn't even make playoffs. They didn't even make group stage stage. Now they're making it. They're doing well. FaZe, Baby Bay isn't. I like seeing Baby Bay. I like seeing the people who are not a Jet one trick, like be other roles. So like Baby Bay, he was playing like a different role. So like he was playing Neon, which fuck you, Miggle, because he roasted me saying Neon's not viable. Why is Optic, FaZe, and other teams running Neon and
Damn,
TSM?
this is the shit on Miggle episode.
Nah, he pisses me off because he's like, yo, why are you playing Neon? That Asian is dog shit. Why are other teams playing him? And they're doing well. Every Neon that's been played, they've been doing Baby Bay, Victor, 7 on TSM.
See, now I think you can make the argument though. I think Neon is good in pro play.
Yes.
I think she's like the opposite of ranked.
Yeah.
Or not opposite of ranked, opposite of Reyna. How Reyna's really good in ranked, but she sucks in pro play.
Mhm.
I think Neon's the opposite because whenever you play with a Neon or against a Neon, unless they're ulted, and even when they're ulted,
Let's look at one tapped.
they're like they can't really do much because like the coordination isn't there. But in pro play, she seems to have a lot of utility that's like useful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument that, oh, Neon only looks good because really good people are playing her. But, like, I don't know. I'd rather see someone like, Baby Bay play that over a Jet or
Mhm.
Reyna.
Because
Because at least she has some utility. Her utility is pretty good, too.
yeah, because I remember he was before on the old FaZe roster, he was like the designated opper. But then when Dicey came in, they gave Dicey the opping role, and then
Yeah.
now Baby Bay's like, all right, you just go in and just frag out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have him as the aggressor in the entry, which is like I feel like Neon fits his playstyle so well.
Yeah, he
'Cause
just runs at Mach 5.
Yeah, because when he was Jet, like before the Jet nerf, like he was just dashing in everything. Like he wasn't caring. He didn't have the care in the
Uh-huh.
world. He was fucking crazy. So that's why seeing Baby Bay like play a Neon, I was like, this is like fresh breath air because like I feel like minus Astra, Phoenix, and Reyna, everybody in every Asian is viable now. Or you can make a roster and be like, you know what, that can work.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna be crazy seeing when Phoenix gets his rework or buff, whatever they do to him. I feel it's gonna be weird seeing him in pro play because like The tempo right now is very fast, like really, really fast.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's more fun to watch
Yeah,
since it's fast, but me personally playing, I like playing slower.
yeah.
I think like maybe that's because
You're a Sentinel, man.
yeah, but like I don't know, maybe that's from the CS:GO origins where you have to play slow.
A little
I mean,
bit.
I think when Astra was meta, the game was too slow.
Yeah,
Like I don't think standstill is the way to play because even I was like, this is ridiculous.
yeah.
But I think that I hope the game doesn't get too fast.
So you don't want to like everyone just running gun and no thought process, anything.
Yeah, because like I guess it's cool to get clips and shit like that, but like is it really fun to play against?
True, but it's just like, I mean, you got to think about it. This is a completely different game. It's like a lot. I mean, what can you do? Might just like make abilities even more expensive, so it only works on gunplay. But I feel like when Asher was meta, I feel like it's still like it literally ruined the game. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people like left the game or just didn't want to play
think
anymore.
I think with the nature of Valorant, with the movement and stuff, that people like Astra, or at least Prime Astra, do ruin the game because like then you shut down the movement entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But I think they're changing the movement in like ways that shouldn't be changed though, if that makes sense.
Like, what do you mean? You want to?
So I think Neon's in a good spot.
yes.
I think Jet is actually in a good spot too. Because like people say, like you said before, Jet nerf. Is it really a nerf? Because all the pro players that play Jet like the Jet change. Because then you really only need one kill for your dash.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know if they're gonna change that, but like now, if you press your dash button, right, because you're in this like dash state for like 12 seconds,
Yep.
if you get 2 kills, your dash, and then you can do that again. That's
well, yeah. So like you're in your dash, like you prep the dash, and you get 1 kill, then you dash.
And
You only need 1.
Yeah.
Because if you the thing resets once you prep the dash, it doesn't reset after the dash itself.
That's what's crazy
Yeah.
about it. So that's
So
why,
like people are saying Jet nerf. It's really just you have to commit to your dash,
Mhm.
which is fine. Like I guess it sucks if you're in silver or whatever or bronze, but like in pro play, that like you're either gonna use it to entry a site, or you're gonna use it if you're holding an angle and then you need to dash away. So you're gonna commit to either one of those two things.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to do it on the fly.
I think that's another thing as well because, like the skill ceiling for it is much higher because now you're gonna like I can just mindlessly dash in, or like when people are like on defense, just on defense, if they want to push up, like you have to be careful now. Like if you like imagine you press that and you're within there 12 seconds. Oh, okay, I have no dash. If I hold that angle and I miss, I'm fucked essentially.
Yeah.
So now it's like the skill ceiling is definitely much higher. But I still feel like Jet's still like a B tier agent, A tier agent, just because like she still provides a lot. I feel like Neon, the only thing I can say they should change her, maybe like buff her a little bit, is make. I didn't like how they made the meter, like the running meter, like it runs out very quickly. I feel like they should like put that back in. It was like, now you could like you run it. I think it lasts for 6 seconds, like that whole thing, like running running through 6 seconds. It used to be 10, I believe. But I think they should make it like buff it a little bit more, like you can run longer, because I feel like that was kind of fucked in a sense. But I mean, they changed it where like every kill it goes back to 100 automatically. But I feel like just because.
See, but if they do that, then you have to think about the ramifications for Neon's ult, because her ult runs off the same meter. So
True.
if you buff that, then she can ult for longer without using it.
Then I think then why won't they change? Well, I don't know why they changed the wall. The wall is essentially a smoke, which is like every time I play Neon, right? I put the smoke. I don't know what their thought process, but they just swing that smoke every single time. Before, when there was does damage, they didn't even touch it. They would just like stand back and back away.
Yeah.
But now because of it's a smoke, it's essentially just only a smoke. They swing that every time, and then midway me doing that or running through, they're
People just swing you
they
and
just
shoot
swing
you.
and they shoot me and they get away, and then they can get away for free.
I think
They should.
think
They should
could
do some damage.
Yeah, I think that if it did a little bit of damage, maybe like what the Phoenix wall is, or maybe
Maybe a weaker Phoenix wall, right? That's what I always feel like they should do. Like, I mean, it did like a good amount of damage. Yeah, it did team damage, but bring back the team damage, right? That I don't mind. Bring back the team damage, but in the senses, make it like a little bit of damage. Like, make it be like, okay, if you're gonna swing, this is gonna be a little. It's gonna be a little bit of a risk, or like you can anchor a site. Like Neon can anchor a site. I feel like Neon as a duelist, she can anchor a site very well because of her 2 concusses.
And her
And-
concusses can stun multiple things.
Yeah.
Like one concuss is like 2
Yeah.
if you just ricochet it
So
off
technically, she has 4 concusses, which is wild, right? And the circle
something.
about
She
it
has
is
more stopping power than Omen does.
Yeah, I feel like at times, like depending on what you're playing, she's pretty good. And you see that in pro play, right? So in Haven, there's a lot of corners and a lot of bounce areas. So that's why you see Neon played there a lot, because you could just bounce it and then you could bounce it in a bunch of corners that they would be staying in, and then you can clear that. So like if you were on A site, right, you can throw concuss on the back site, and you could throw it in graffiti, clear all of graffiti. You can clear all of short. And just 1 concuss. That's one of her ability, and then you can throw it again to clear back of boxes.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people get wrong about Neon is that like because she's a duelist, a lot of people have an expectation that she needs to be played a certain way, but she's like a utility duelist. Like it's similar to how Breach is as an initiator. Like he doesn't have any info,
He's a support.
but he has tons of utility. So like yeah, Neon doesn't have flashes, and it's kind of hard for her to entry because like with her run you can't shoot while it's out, but you have the slide. But she has so much more value almost as an initiator than she does as a duelist. So I think people that think she's bad are just looking at like trying to compare her to like how does she work compared to Jet, and it's like they serve like 2 different purposes.
Like, yeah, I feel like Neon right now is the best duelist to create space, in my opinion. Like, what her util is to create space and like to get info is really well, because like she's better than Jet in that sense, and I feel like she's the best agent to like if you want to just run in and clear space, she's the best agent for that, because she can concuss, and if they're in the like for example, if the enemy takes a concuss, they're just stuck there, right? It's a risk in itself, right? Unless you're chamber, you can just TP out. But if you're anybody else, I think that she just well, like if you see in pro play, like Victor, he's there. Of course, he's there to frag out and all of that.
Yeah.
But like you'll see him, you're seeing him like you see him just run in, but he's supported by his like crashies. You're supported by FNS. They're throwing util to help him get in there.
Yeah, I think that's like another thing. People in ranked who say Neon is bad. It's like, well, in ranked, you don't have a team that is willing to work with you all the time.
Yeah.
So in pro play, Neon's fucking amazing because you have people like Neon's not running in by yourself and trying to get one and die. Like you have other shit going on. It's not the Neon show. So
that's what I'm thinking, that that people didn't understand. That's why I feel like that's why Neon is, in my opinion, like a B+ agent, just because if you're running her without team support, like I don't know. Oh, my bad. So like if you saw like with the phase game, if you watched that, like I watched that, I forgot who was, I think it was Flynn or who was it? Let me see the player. I think it was Flya. Flya was playing Breach, but he bounced, like he made Baby Bay's job 100% easier. Like he was flashing, he was concussing. He made Baby Bay's job so easy as a Neon. That's why he looked disgusting as Neon.
Yeah.
But nobody talked about how Flya, he was literally just like doing all the hard work.
People sleeping on these initiator players.
Yeah, like
it's not even just him. It's like all the time. Like I really hate that the Valorant like class system, I guess. Literally, like people only care about the Sentinels and the Duelists, because the Duelists people just want to see clips, and then all the Duelists want to whine about how annoying the Sentinel util is. But like people sleep on how much work that the initiators can do,
and the smokes as well,
and the controllers can do. I mean, people complain when like Brimmy with the stimmy is a thing or whatever, but like I don't know. I feel like
they don't get the credit.
I feel like people are just looking at it at face value. Like people aren't looking at people's cast scores. They're just looking at ACS, and
I think ACS is the worst stat line.
I think ACS, even in fucking Valorant ranked, is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It doesn't reflect on what you do. So for example, if I'm going like 12 and 10, right, in ranked, and it shows like I have we'll give it like a 180. It's like, oh, you didn't really do much, but like if you see me, I flashed, I smoked, I created space, I did call out. Like they don't understand the fact that a lot of these players, like they don't do that. So like for example, if we look at Optic, right, Marv is easily the best controller in the game. like right now. Like, but people don't talk about like they don't really show much because he's overshot. I feel like he's a lot overshadowed by a lot of FNS's IGL and like Victor and Ye's fragging.
Yeah.
But like Marv, I feel like he produces the most amount of attention, like space creation and like support to the team, and people don't talk about that much.
Yeah, I think that's just like a problem that was made by the developers themselves for including the stat of ACS.
Yeah.
Because it like then it creates this like culture where if you're not doing the most damage, like you're not doing anything. Where like even in when you play ranked or whatever, the scoreboard is on ACS. So like if you have a Raze in your game, no matter how good you do, Raze is always going to be above you because she has free, literally an ability that is free ACS.
Yeah.
Like,
because if you look at it here, right, we're going to look at the Sentinels Optic game. We're going to look at Bind, right? They won, Optic won 13-8. Marv got an 181 ACS. But people would be like, oh, he really didn't move much. Look at Ye, look at Victor. They have an over 250 ACS.
Ye has an AWP for free.
And then Victor has a free rocket.
Has a rocket and a grenade. Like, at least with, like, Ye, he doesn't have that op every round. I guess, like, yeah, you have your deagle, and but, like, you have a gun anyway, so that doesn't really matter.
But nobody looks at, like, oh, look at it, like, the cast rate. Like, look at Marv. Marv's 76% cast rate. The highest out of... He's tied with Victor.
He's with Victor.
Yeah, but, like, you see, like, he's there, like, if Victor dies or if Crashies dies, he's there as a support. Like, he is there to help out and give the trade, but nobody talks about that, and that's why I feel like a lot of pros like get mad at.
And also, wait, go back. If you look like highest AC or highest cast goes to Kempeki on
yeah, but I feel like Kempeki gets so much shit for what he because like I feel like he's doing his job and what he needs because they brought him in to help Tens with the fragging because he's a fragger. He came from a crew. He was dominant, right? They brought him in as like, we need someone to help Tens. And he's doing that, but I feel like
But like, is it fair that Dapper, I mean, yeah. So like Viper's another free ACS agent because if people walk into your shit, they're down. So if you kill them while they're decayed, all that damage counts as ACS.
Yeah.
The only way it doesn't count is if they come out of it and they heal. So like, it makes sense for a Viper to have high ACS, but is it fair for Kempeki to be third because even though he has the highest cast out of everyone?
Yeah, like I feel like it's also like the role change. I feel like Sentinel's having a role identity crisis.
Yeah,
just because like I'm still gonna be in the fact that Six should not be in a controller. He should be a flex player because he shines the most, and Sentinels were doing the best when he was on flex. The second they moved him controller, they have not been producing very well.
Yeah.
Yes, don't get me wrong. Sick has been doing amazing as controller, but because it's Sick, he knows how to play. He's a good player.
This is like the thing that Miguel always says, where people are like, "Oh, I'm bringing Phoenix back or whatever," and it's like, no, you're just a good player, so you can get kills. So like, it's the same thing with this, where he's a good player, so he's gonna play any role you put him on better. But like, that's like putting tens on fucking like Viper or something. Yeah. And saying, oh look, he's a great Viper. It's like, no, he just shoots good.
Yeah, he's like shoot good. He just knows how to play the game better. It doesn't mean like, oh, you should permanently put him. Like, no, he just knows how to play his role.
Yeah.
Because that's why that's a lot. That's why I hate the Valorant community a lot, especially like Reddit and VLR, just because like they don't know what it means to be a role player. Because a lot of them I feel like are just still new to esports. And this is their first esports they're watching. It's like, oh, what the fuck? Why is like Sick not producing? Why is Shazam? Isn't he supposed to be IGL? Isn't he supposed to be Big Brain? Why is he like not producing well? It's like, well, being an IGL in a game specifically like Valorant, it's kind of hard as well because you have to accommodate for all of the abilities you have and their abilities.
Yeah, you're not playing your game. You're playing the whole game.
Yeah, like you're consistently thinking. So when someone's an IGL, it's kind of hard. So that's why there's like it's hard to be just one IGL. So for example, like in 100 Thieves, I feel like they do it well. Where like Stellar, right? He's the IGL. He's the main IGL, but he has other like Derek, and then he has Bang to help him out in like mid-roll calls and all that. You need a team well-rounded like that for you to do well. And I feel like people don't understand that. It's kind of that's why like people when they look at pro play, I hate reading the comments. It's like, oh, why don't you just I don't know, you're not doing well. It's like no, there's a lot of things to. It's not like ranked.
They're playing chess.
Yes, they're playing fucking 4D.
They're playing chess, whereas the other people on their team are playing checkers.
Yeah.
If you're playing a duelist, you're playing checkers. I'm sorry if that upsets people, but
It's
if you're
true.
running in and clicking heads, you're playing checkers.
Yeah. So that's why you gotta think about that and just keep that in mind. When you see a pro play, just keep in mind there's a lot going on. That you
Look
guys
at their cast. Look at their cast.
If you see someone,
ACS doesn't mean anything.
ACS is the most useless stat. Do not look at that as a primary stat. Look at cast. If you want to look at a cast to rely on, look at that. Because you can go like 0 in 20, but if you have a cast rate of like what, like a 90% cast rate.
If you have a 90% cast rate, that means your util use is better than like out of this world.
Like,
so like why are you
producing
shitting on someone for their KD if their util is what's winning the game?
The cast is the most. I feel like even I feel like Valorant doesn't even like the Riot doesn't really show that much as well. I feel like they should.
What do you mean?
They should emphasize cast more because they keep.
I think they should. I guess it would be harder to do this in ranked, but I think they should. And this would literally change how the community looks at the game if they put cast in your ranked games.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I don't really know how they calculate it. Like if it's like
it's gonna be a bit hard. Yeah.
Like I don't. I'm gonna talk like I know it, but I have no idea. I don't know if they sit down at analysts after the matches, like sit down and calculate this, or if it's just generated based on like variables that are set in the game. But like if it's the second one, I feel like they should definitely be trying to implement that into the actual game, because then it'll make people look at the game differently.
Yeah, like remove the ACS role completely. Like remove that out of the game. Remove that and put cast. I bet you the community will be like most of the community
people will
be less toxic.
Exactly, because people aren't going to be like, oh, Cypher's ACS isn't super high. He's a bot and he's fucking 10 and 13 or whatever. But it's like, oh, but my camera saw 1 billion people and my tripwires hit people and my cages blocked off like stalled sight for an hour. Yeah. So like I think ACS is a toxic stat.
Yeah, because everyone looks at that and it's just like, and if not even that, even like for people who are casuals, it still makes the game more enjoyable. So like if you go into a ranked game, everyone's like, oh, I fucking hate Valorant. It's like the League effect. I don't know how League does their stats. I don't know like what you can do on that one, right? That's a different story because there's roles and support and all that. Yeah. But with this, like I'm just saying, if they find a way. Like again, we don't know how to find it, but if you can calculate it and implement it into Valorant, the game will be so like less toxic, and people will be like, "Hey, man, yeah, I know you're doing bad, but like, hey, you had like a 90% cast rate. You did fine. You did your job.
Dude, your smokes were fire. Your smokes
your util, your smokes, your entry, everything was pretty good. You created space. You did, even though you didn't get a lot of kills, you did your job well.
Exactly.
And if people will have a healthier mindset going into Valorant, it's just they need to add that into it because. They need to. I don't know how. Again, right? I don't know how hard it is. We don't know how hard it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
how
if
it's
you
calculated.
can find a way, if they can find a way to add cast into ranked and to emphasize it more into pro play, the community will be so much better.
Yeah, and then going back to like how this could fix like ranked, people will like they need to make performance bonus not based off your KD. Because I think Miggle explained this one time. Performance bonus in ranked games is calculated solely on how your KD that game is compared to your average KD. So if you have above X KD on X agent, then you get performance bonus. But like if you play like me, if you played Cypher since the beta, and it's like, well, I'm a rat and I sit in the back of sites and whatever, like. Yeah, my KD's not gonna be high. I don't see as many people in a game. Impossible. But like, should I be punted? Like, why are the shitty Jet Reyna players all being like boosted up their rank because they get performance bonus every game?
They don't think, because that's what I'm saying. Because like what I don't know. So if you play controller, if you play like agents that like block sites, when you die in the right corner, they show like, hey, you blocked like 4 people from seeing or something like that. If you add something like that and you calculate it and be like, hey, maybe we should add that as like an equation to adding up your cast in the end of the game. That would be because people will be more inclined to play smokes. People will be more inclined to play flash characters.
Yeah. people would stop playing duelists. Not saying that duelists don't have a place, because they definitely do.
Like Neon, she can concuss and she can wall.
Like,
that's
Neon
ability.
has a place. Jet has a place.
Reyna technically has a place too because you can blind.
Reyna has a place in ranked, but yeah.
Yeah. Like Phoenix could have a place in rank. Like I'm saying, like all these Asian, like even Jet, you throw a smoke, you could technically blocking someone's vision. There
Yeah.
you go. You did a good job. So if they add something like that, people will be more inclined to play role players. People will be more inclined to help each other out. It'd be more a positive environment, and they need to add that because it is bullshit that every time I go in and they're just roasting, it's like, oh, why are you 2-10? But my util and my smokes and everything else, my call outs, my aggression has been flawless. I might not be shooting well. It happens. Everyone has a bad shooting day.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm getting roasted and just it's demoralizing too. People, they need to change that. If they can change that and add a caste system, I bet you the Valorant community would be less toxic, 100% less toxic, and people would be more inclined to play Valorant and enjoy it. And people would be more, you can rank up more positive mentality and all that. Again, take that. If anybody Riot listening to this, we would love to get an interview and see if you can add that.
We would also love to get Riot gun buddies. That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah. If I get a Riot gun buddy, what would we do if we get a Riot gun buddy? What would happen? We should do something crazy. What do you think should we do? Ooh.
We'll do a skin giveaway.
Yeah.
Smite Odin giveaway.
Smite Odin. If anybody wants to Smite Odin. Best Odin in the game. Shout out Kairos. Fucking hate that skin.
She has the Smite knife too.
God. Yeah, people make fun of my mage punk. Not the knife, the claw. People make fun of me for that. I'm like, bro, it's a good skin. Mage punk is the best collection in the game.
I think the claws are kind of like the Oni claw is kind of silly. The Ion energy sword, it's a claw.
Yeah.
Kind of silly. I think the mage punk is the least offensive out of all of them. I don't think the claws are that great.
Yeah. I mean, the claws are alright. They're just trying something new. Like, there's an axe, there's a knife, there's a sword. Like, they're doing something crazy.
What are your thoughts on the fish tank collection?
I got the Vandal.
I think it's so funny.
Yo, that collection is actually so sick. Because, like, the thing is, I like the kill sound for it, too. And, like, the whole skin itself is, like, memey as fuck.
Yeah. I low-key really like how the Vandal sounds. Not even the kill sound, just, like, it sounds beefy. Even though it sounds wet.
Yeah?
It sounds beefy.
It sounds wet?
You sound wet.
Oh, fuck. Not on the podcast. Can't let people know. Anyway, do you think if they did something like that with the minimalistic skin, like if they made like a kill, like not a kill banner, but like something sound, like a different sound or a kill banner?
I think it would have been really funny. Missed opportunity if they made the minima collection make like hit marker sounds, like COD hit marker sounds.
I feel like it'd be trippy as fuck. No,
it'd be hilarious. They're already hit marker sounds.
So you're saying
like,
do you think the hit marker should show as well?
No,
like the
no,
COD hit marker.
No, but like they should like reduce the sounds of it. Like they have the default weapon sounds. I think they total missed opportunity to make the guns like low res, like sound like 8-bit or something. Like, and then hit marker sounds, change them to COD hit marker sounds.
All the skins are just the minima?
Just the minima.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because people would be more inclined to get the skin.
Because it just looks whack.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, I low-key kind of like the Deagle. I think it looks really silly.
It looks memey as fuck.
Yeah, but
it's memey as fuck.
But I don't think any of the other ones are good.
Yeah, I mean, I use the Mage Punk and the Singularity. I use those two Deagle skins, and I've been loving them because I just like the Mage Punk. It's like it gives me Bioshock feels. So I love Bioshock, and it just gives me those feels. So every time I get a kill and it shows things like, oh, that's fucking satisfying. Because like that's another thing that a lot of people got. They just understand. I mean, end of the day, it's a skin. It doesn't affect your gameplay. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Skins don't give.
Despite what people think.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, the Reaver Vandal gives you aim hack." No, it's just you. Just stop. If you're having a bad game, it's you. It's not the skin. Don't blame the skin. It happens. But I think, yeah. All right, so we're halfway through. Who do you think is going to qualify? Because Group A is hard as fuck to tell, but Group B is a little easier.
Yeah, I don't really want to say anything on Group A because it could go anyway. Either way.
Hey, we're not the Jinx, it's Miggle. Remember that.
I mean, I feel like if like all these like the maps are close too though. It's like 4-2, 4-2, 4-3.
3-4,
so like
2-4, 2-4, yeah.
So it's not like you could say, oh, it's not like Optic where you could say 6-1. So like it's not like 100 Thieves is Optic where you could say, oh,
Essentially,
100 Thieves
Optic
is me.
again. Optic essentially qualified for playoffs.
Yeah,
right. They can lose their last 2 games, but because they've won so much and they're dominant, their map differential is big. They literally essentially won the game. Unless they lose 13-0, both no like all those games.
Yeah,
there's no shot. And knowing Optic, they're not going to lose that. All right, so they qualify essentially.
I think Group B at least. I think Optic, EG, and
There's 4 teams.
Oh, there's 4.
Yeah, 4 qualify for each
Optic,
group.
EG. I think LG is tough because even though they're up 2-1, their maps are 4-3, but they're down in rounds.
Yeah.
They're 76 on 80. So like they're winning.
It's close.
Their games are close. So I feel like they could get I'll say the top 4, but you could probably replace like FaZe Clan and C9 are like interchangeable because like C9 is they're 3 and 4 and on their maps and they're 69 and 78. Like they're only 9 rounds down essentially. FaZe Clan is dead even. So they could go either way.
If they play like how they played against Cloud9 every match, I can see them qualifying.
But like Sentinels, I don't think there's any chance because they're 65 and 92 on their round. They're getting swept. Like they're 1 and 6.
Miraculous run, like a actually miraculous run.
Yeah, they can't lose. They literally can't lose a round in the next.
Or like they have to or like they have to win decisively their next 2 matches. Also on top of that, the other teams have to blow. Like they have to like lose. So Sentinels are versing FaZe Clan, right? That's gonna be a big one. Because if FaZe Clan wins, Sentinels are officially out of group stage. Like there's no way in hell they can they can make it into playoffs. Yeah. No way in hell. So next match, everyone, if you're a Sentinels fan, watch next game because they're versing FaZe, who are probably on a high right now for dominating Cloud9. And so I would say, my opinion,
I think the top 4 in Group B can make it.
Yeah, maybe Cloud9. I don't know.
If Cloud9 plays well, I think they can maybe swap out FaZe because like
I feel bad for Curry, bro.
I do.
Everyone's like so mad. Everyone's like, oh, Zato should have won. Zato should like when we showed the group like the predictions and then we showed everybody. Everyone's like, all the comments are like, they fucked up in removing Zeta. Again, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't know if they had an argument or they just didn't decide. So, and we don't even know if Curry's still permanent. He could be permanent, but sometimes he could be just alone right now. So it's just, I feel bad because they won their first map, but then they lost. But to be fair, who'd they play, right? They won against EG, which is right. They won 2-0, but then they lost against Optic 2-1, right? By the way, they put up a fight against Optic, but they lost crazy against FaZe Clan. I think because the Cloud9 EG, that's what wins Zeta. But then when Curry, they lost.
What do you think Cloud9 needs to do to win more games? Like realistically, because we keep saying, oh, Cloud9's crazy because they switch their comp and their strats every single game.
I don't know.
When do you think it's too much?
they're too big brain, guys.
Because like Optic, they play a methodical game, right?
Their strats is there.
Like they have like it seems like they have a strat book of things that they run. They play pretty consistently because they play slow for the most part, and they're methodical. Cloud9, it's like, woo, what are we gonna do today?
Just up in the air.
Yeah. So like sometimes it works, and sometimes they pick a strat out of the hat. That's what it seems like.
They're so big.
They have a hat.
Yeah.
And they pick a thing out of it, and they're like, oh, this is our team comp today, and these are the strats we're gonna run. So I don't even know if it's a big brain thing at this point.
Yeah.
Or if it's like they're just being crazy to be crazy. Because like they have players that can play specific roles really well, but they keep switching everyone.
Maybe it's the synergy. I feel like maybe the synergy is like down. I mean, it's definitely tilting. Maybe this is like that. They lost their last 2 matches. Like, all right, guys, we're like, if we don't win our next one, we're in deep shit. Like, I don't think so. We're not gonna, like, again, essentially they're pros. They always have a positive mindset. It's like, hey guys, can still make it, right? I mean, for Sentinels, like, bro, their mental's probably down the fucking gutter right now. If they make it, that'd be crazy. But I think the top 4 right now, where like it's Optic, EG, LG, and FaZe, they can make it. Maybe like Cloud9 could squeeze in, right? But like maybe not. I just don't. Maybe Cloud9 could squeeze in if they play better. If they up their game, if they get their synergy right. Because Curry in T1 he was playing flex, but then now they have him in controller on when he went to C9.
Yeah.
Because what Zeppa and Leaf they're a flex and a duelist, so they have them. So that's a fair statement, but then maybe just like a role thing as well. That's also an issue. But
well, with C9.
Yeah, on C9, I think maybe it's a role issue.
I think like
because Zeppa and Zeta they're playing fine, right? But it's more like
I have like mad respect for them because they're making their duelist players or who should like stat wise should be duelist players play everything. So I have mad respect because they're not monkey players. I mean, like maybe a little bit, but like I think there is like some wasted potential because they aren't capitalizing on the strengths of everyone. Like there's no reason that like some people aren't on duelist.
Yeah.
Who are top fragging regardless of who they play.
Yeah.
So like I feel like not playing like the right person on a Jet or a Neon or something is kind of wasted.
Yeah.
But
I think what we're I think
if they don't qualify, we're gonna see some
roster
more,
change.
I don't even know about roster change. I think just more like direction change.
You think the coaching style is gonna be like?
No, I'm just saying like approach to the game itself. Not necessarily. I don't think it's a problem with any of the people on it because like they have good players. Like I wouldn't say, yeah, maybe they're not like stacked like up the wazoo, but like they have good players and like
it's gonna be interesting to see.
I think they just need to change how they're looking at VCT rather than change their roster.
I think so. I think I don't know if Sentinel's gonna do. I don't think so. They'll do a roster change, but it's gonna be interesting. So I think they might. I think they're probably gonna qualify for LCQ. I think they're eligible for it, but we're gonna see if they do anything for LCQ. And if they don't even make it that, then it's like, all right, something's gotta change.
Yeah.
I think for you want just like a random prediction. Let's see if it goes through for Group A.
For Group A,
it's tough as fuck, but it's interesting.
100 Thieves. See, it's tough looking at these like. 100 Thieves is up 18 rounds total, which is like good, but like Ghost Gaming's up 21 rounds total.
And then like the round differential and all that.
But then Exa is close.
It's tough.
Exa is close. They're only up 2 rounds, whereas TSM is down 4 rounds.
It's like it's literally that close.
So like literally TSM, even though they're 1, 2, 3 spots below Exa, if they do well in their next like game or two, they could swap out for like Ghost Gaming or the Guard.
So in my prediction, what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna give 100 Thieves.
I think 100 Thieves makes it.
Ghost Gaming, I feel like, because they're playing crazy right now the last 2 games. Xset, hot take, I think NRG is gonna qualify for playoffs.
I'd like to see it, but I think it's unlikely considering how far behind they are. No, they're not even that far behind. The Guard is down 1 round.
That's what
or up 1 round on them.
Yeah, that's literally what I'm saying. I honestly think NRG is gonna qualify for playout. It's gonna be 100 Thieves, Xset, Ghost Gaming, and then NRG is gonna make it in.
I want to see 100 Thieves, Xset, the Guard, TSM. I want to see TSM on a main stage, bro.
Finally,
it hasn't happened yet.
Years.
I just want to see it happen.
But I think so. I think that's our prediction.
It could happen. It literally could. Like, it's not even out of the blue.
It is it's that close.
Like, I don't know what makes the Guard, like, above them, considering I think the Guard.
So they have 1 more map against them, and then the round differential is a little bit... Actually,
no. Like, TSM, like, if we're looking at the stats at face value, like, TSM is... They're 2 and 4 on their maps. Yeah, the Guard has 1 more map on them because the Guard is 3 and 4.
Yeah,
but TSM is only down 4 rounds. Like they're 66 and 70 on their rounds, where the Guard is 59 and 77. So the Guard may have taken 1 more map off somebody, but like they're still 1 and 2. It's not like they won their game because of that. They're still 1 and 2, and TSM is 1 and 2. So yeah, TSM didn't make it to another game, but they're like. If you look at like the round by round thing, like TSM is doing better than the Guard.
Yeah, you like if and like I mean for the audio listeners, go in VLR and go to the group stage. You can understand like how like next week is gonna be such an important week for both groups because it will literally decide how the next 2 weeks will shape up. So if you have a week that if you haven't been watching, I say watch the upcoming matches this week because it is going to be that close, and it is going to be that like it is this. I think this is the closest the group stage has ever been.
Yeah,
So,
I literally wouldn't be surprised if we see next week and every single team has one more win and one more loss.
yeah,
I would not be surprised.
like you might,
and
like,
then,
Group A might just shuffle completely. Group B, you'll like understand. All right, like who's going to playoffs and who's guaranteed playoffs and who's not. So it's gonna be crazy to see. So this upcoming week, definitely watch it because it's gonna be a very, very intense week. But I think that's it for us. Any last closing statements you got? Stop fucking shitting on pros because their ACS score is bad.
Yep.
Look at their cast score. That's more important.
Look at VLR.
Stop going on Reddit and listening to Redditors. Fuck them. Don't fuck them, but like fuck them.
Don't frick the Redditors.
Yeah, don't frick the Redditors, but fuck them. You know what I mean? I think that's it, right?
Aight.
Aight.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.